Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to wherever you are in the world when you get to this video. Please like, subscribe, follow me on all social media platforms. I'm everywhere, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. If you enjoy the content, man, show me a little love and give me a follow. And consider becoming a member to support your boy. Now look, hey yo, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. Now I'm going to tell you right now, gotta be real, gotta be fair. Claressa Shields, congratulations. She did the business. You got to give her respect for that. You know what I'm saying? She did the business. It is what it is. But we got to sit here and do a hot wash. Now, a hot wash is where you kind of go over the event or whatever it was, and you just have a discussion, an open discussion. Now, what did we see in the ring? Now, everybody has an opinion. Because some were looking, and they were like, okay, Claressa looked wild. She didn't look sharp. She looked in great shape. But she looked like she was trying to chase a highlight reel moment that never came. But she did the business and she won. Others say Franchon looked like she was out of shape. She looked like she was a grandma. She looked cumbersome. She looked injured. And she looked like she just didn't train. Now, what I would like to say is, I could understand that, but how about we saw two great athletes, professional fighters, who never stopped pushing forward, from the first round to the 10th round of a championship fight. It's easy to poke him in the eyeball. And I get it, because I do it too sometimes. Some of that shit's funny. But from the opening bell, this is where we got to get serious. I think a lot of people felt Franchon was going to do more. I thought in the first round, Franchon was on point. I said, this is the fight she has to fight. Smother Claressa, grind her down. And I think Franchon would have been okay. But Franchon didn't have an expanded gas tank, and she couldn't push the way she wanted to. If she could have fought every round the way she fought the first round, Franchon would have won the fight. Because she was smothering Claressa, and Claressa really couldn't get her shots off. But what you saw happen as the fight progressed, Franchon with those wide looping shots, Claressa was punching in between them. And she was going to the body, to the head, doubling up hooks. Claressa was doing some amazing stuff inside that ring. And Franchon just couldn't react enough. She couldn't react fast enough. She was getting bing-binged. But Claressa just looked faster, sharper, looked more coordinated. When it comes to Franchon, appeared slower on her feet. She was upright, less explosive, wasn't really moving ahead. And if Claressa had power, let me tell you something. If Claressa had power, Claressa would be a problem. It's like Devin Haney. If Devin Haney had the ability to knock you out with one shot or even hurt you with multiple shots, Devin Haney would be a problem. You can see there's something there special about their skill set. But the one thing that Claressa just doesn't have, that she's been searching for, is power. So maybe she need to go down the old yellow brick road with Dorothy and them other characters from the Wizard of Oz. Somebody found a heart. Somebody found some courage. Maybe Claressa could go travel down that yellow brick road and find herself some power. And I'm not saying that, man, to try to, marginalize what she did last night. I'm saying it being real as a $2 bill. If she could find some power, work on turning them shots over better, and get a little more torque behind them shots, Claressa Shields would be more of a beast than she already is, because she definitely got the fire inside. Now, the visual difference was immediate. Claressa's combinations came in quick bursts. Franchon's punches came in one at a time. I felt like I was looking at a Philly cheesesteak versus a PBJ. A matter of fact, a grilled cheese, government cheese too. Y'all remember that shit? I know I ain't the only one that used to go out there with my mom and my brothers to get that government cheese and powdered milk and all that generic brand shit. To see all my friends there. It was like a party out there, man. At the welfare spot. I didn't realize it. We just had fun. Because all of us were there. But that has nothing to do with the video, so let me get back to business. But Claressa's combinations came in quick bursts. Franchon's punches came in one at a time. Claressa was controlling the distance after that first round. The rhythm, the pace. She was able to fight where she was comfortable. Franchon just, as much as I love Franchon, man, she just never found a consistent way to cut off the ring, trap Claressa. She couldn't really force extended exchanges. Even when she tried, she just wasn't fast enough. Claressa was I mean, it was almost like death by combinations in there, you know what I mean? She was just in there hitting her with the Bruce Lee and shit. It's like Claressa caught the glow a few times in that fight, you know what I'm saying? Now, the speed and sharpness of Claressa and Franchon, look, it showed up for Claressa. It didn't show up for Franchon. Doesn't mean Franchon's not a great fighter. Remember, Franchon moved up in weight. You know what I'm saying? She moved up in weight. So that could have had a bit of an effect on her too. But 12-week training camp, there's no excuses. Speed and sharpness won the fight, and that was Claressa's biggest advantage. The hand speed was on full display. It was crazy. The timing, short, crisp combinations, the precision, controlling the real estate. Claressa was on point for what she had in front of her. Now, Franchon's reactions, again, I'm going to tell you, she just looked a bit cumbersome in there. Slightly delayed. Defensive gaps appeared early, not getting her head off the line. Just walking in on Claressa Shields. Like, you can't do that. But I'm going to tell you this, when you're fatigued, that's what happens. I'm not the only one out here who's been in the ring and punched people in the face and been punched in the face. Y'all know what I'm saying, especially when you get tired. If you've been there, done that, got the hat and t-shirt, you're watching Franchon and you say, you almost reliving the moment. Like, shit, I know it. I have an idea what she's going through. Because that shit is real when you get fatigued inside a boxing ring and you got somebody coming at you. Or you in there sparring, they take that one guy out and a fresh sparring partner come in and your ass tired. Shit gets real. And that's what I was looking at Franchon, man. But Claressa beat her to the punch, man. Beat her to the punch. She beat her off the punch. You swear she was maybe from somewhere there in Oahu. She probably was drinking Hawaiian punch before the goddamn fight. So this wasn't about raw power. It was about who saw it first, who moved first, who can get the shots off first, and it was Claressa. By mid-fight, Franchon we knew the direction the fight had gone, and it was going. It's like I said, by round 4, we'll know what time it is. I said Claressa going to be explosive those first 4 rounds, but the fight's going to boil down to conditioning. If Franchon can, if she's in great condition, she has the stamina, the expanded gas tank, and she can close the gap and grind Claressa down, Franchon has a good chance. 'Tis the season for the GOAT to get scalped if Claressa's not focused, and Franchon had a highly effective training camp. But what we saw is, you know what? 'Tis the season for Claressa to get scalped. It just Franchon wasn't the one to do it because Claressa was able to up it round after round, outwork Franchon, out-stamina her, out-IQ her, out-skill her. And Franchon just wasn't able to pull it together. Doesn't mean she's not a great fighter. She just wasn't able to pull it together. And that's what happens in boxing. The best fighter doesn't always win. It's the fighter who boxes the best on that night. And last night, Claressa was firing on all cylinders, and she deserves all the respect in the world. But Franchon was reaching a lot, man. I got to be real. She was reaching, pawing. Her jab didn't have any power on it. She was almost throwing like a slapping jab and a kind of hammer fist right hand. Most of it was looping. Nothing was straight down the pipe. And Claressa was just stepping around her, just pivoting, creating angles, forcing Franchon to pick up her feet and reset her feet. Her feet are already slow. So Claressa was doing exactly what she needed to do. She did it the same way Crawford did Canelo. Same way Franchon was, Stevenson was doing Teofimo. How Devin was doing Brian Norman Jr., Tranquilized Man. Still one of my favorite fighters. Win, lose, draw. But it goes back to what I was saying. Ayo, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. Conditioning decided to fight. And I said that. Matter of fact, somebody was like, man, you just be saying shit. You didn't say none of that. It's like, I didn't say that? Yeah, all right, McNicholas. I mean, if you say so. So, since, some people want to question Hood Champion like I'm just here making up shit, I guess sometimes I got to pop out and show them, right? Since they said I'd just be out here making up shit. Now, look, I don't know everything, but what I do know is that when I said this right here, in this video right here, the fighter with better conditioning wins. Y'all remember that one right there that Hood Champion put together? You see that? Diva chopping wood, Claressa running them hills. Why Claressa versus Franchon is really a conditioning battle. The fight will be won on that. Y'all remember when I said that, right? So again, I don't claim to be a soothsayer or nothing, but I do know that when it comes to women who are on this level and all fighters who are at that elite level, championship level, conditioning often decides the fights. It ain't IQ, it ain't skill. Because once you get past round 4 or 5 and your ass get tired, it don't matter how skilled you are. You start to unravel, your hands fall down, you can't think, you panic, you start dealing with anxiety, and you got this beast who's not as skilled who just comes at you and overwhelms you. And it just so happens that the beast from the east wasn't able to deal with the mess from the west. That was Claressa's hidden weapon, that conditioning. And I'm telling you right now, that damn Terrence Crawford, matter of fact, screw you, Crawford, screw you, Keyshawn, and screw you Shakur Stevenson guy. I know they goddamn got Claressa out there on whatever they were using. And I'm not saying there's no foul play. I'm just saying whatever them boys do when it comes to supplementation, when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to that snack program, because I'm making an assumption that she's using some of the same methods they use in preparation for fights. Those guys probably have a whole lot to do with how Claressa was looking last night, plus her discipline and dedication to the sport and training hard. But that supplementation, man, is something else. Now, I don't know what all she was doing, and I'm not saying those foul play. I'm just saying that Terrence Crawford is close to her, Shakur's close to her, Keyshawn's close to her, Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones. When you just think about them names right there, and think about how they performed inside that ring, never got tired, and if Claressa Shields is almost like their big sister, little sister, you better believe, man, a mentor can be younger than you, and a mentor can be older than you, and a mentor can be your age. You better believe all of them are mentoring Claressa Shields about being at that special level in boxing, about things they did that worked for them, and I think she may have adopted some of those things. I'm sure there was some benchmarking going on there. I mean, I don't have proof of that, but I just look at how she just doesn't get tired, and I'm like, yeah, she trains hard, no doubt, but I do believe there's the nutrition piece and the supplementation piece, and I think when you bring it all together, especially when you got brilliant minds around you, you're going to get a machine. So Claressa's conditioning was the hidden weapon. Claressa maintained pace until the later rounds, still threw clean combinations. Franchon slowed, looked heavier in the legs, breathing visibly harder. Her mouth was wide open with blood coming out of her mouth. I thought maybe her tongue was cut, her jaw was broken. So this became a stamina separation. The skill separation was there, and we knew that going into the fight. But the stamina separation is what won the fight. Because if Claressa would have fatigued and Franchon had that expanded gas tank, Franchon would have got with her. She just was tired, man. And once fatigue set in, Franchon's pressure, it just went out the window. That shit had jumped on the goddamn red-eye flight back to Baltimore. And Claressa's control increased. But I will tell you, with Franchon, even I knew she was moving up from 168 to 175. But during the fight, watching it, I had forgot that someone reminded me. Franchon came up in weight. Did she have to lose weight to get to 175? Yes. Did she have to cut another 7 pounds to get down to 168 where she normally fights? Yes. But was that her optimal weight, 175? I don't know. But it was a great opportunity to fight for an undisputed distinction, make some money, and we could see the fight wasn't fixed. It was a fake promotion, but real fight. Even the shove and all that, looks like that was... I don't know what to think about that. I'll just leave that alone. But the goddamn... The melee, the brouhaha that popped up out there, all the Larry Moe and Curly shit that took on, the goddamn the A-team shit that took on out there, the Bloods and Crips got a brawl that popped off out there, man, the dog biting the cat and all that shit. That wasn't scripted. I can tell you that. I said, God damn, they got East Coast, West Coast going on up in here. East Coast, Midwest Coast. Glad I wasn't there and shit. Got time for that. But the weight issue matters, people. Different body demands, different energy usage. Moving up. When you move up in weight and you're not putting on functional mass, you reduce speed, increase fatigue. No excuses for Franchon. We're not going to make excuses. She lost fair and square. But, you know, you still have to admit there were some observations made, and she looked bulkier, less fluid. Claressa looked like the more natural mover at that weight. And I caught when Claressa said, look, I'm smaller than these girls and I fight at heavyweight. So it's something like she was suggesting, look, no excuses. I'm way smaller than y'all. Claressa, to that I say, in the most respectful way, hey, yo, hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. You ain't smaller than them girls. Hell no. Claressa Shields is a big mama too. She like 5'9". She put on heels. She probably 6 feet tall. Claressa a big mama. She always talking about, see this piece, see this, man, please, look at this lobster tail. Pat, pat, poof, pat, pat, brrr. Shit, don't come talking about you some small woman. Oh, you Baumgartner now? Claressa Shields Baumgartner? She Caroline DeBar? She Serrano? She Katie Taylor? She a tenderoni? What's going on? Nah, you a macaroni pie. You a potato salad. You cornbread collard greens. You a pilau. You curry goat. Goddamn sweet potato yams. That's what you are, boy. You a nice cowfoot soup. Beans and rice. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't come out here acting like you a 126-pounder fighting these 175-pounders. Hell no. Your ass had to cut weight to get to 175. And I'm not saying that in a shameful way. I'm saying it in as a way for you to hold your horses and not take it to the stupid. Nah, don't try that. I'm Coco. Shit, don't get me started. Because you know when I get my jokes going, I take the weapon off safety and put it on full blast. But I'm just telling you, man, Claressa and the weigh-in brawl and Franchon and the weigh-in brawl, the mental effect is something that I felt showed up in the fight as well. The altercation at the weigh-in, it shifted the tone. I really do. That shit was so negative and so sad. It was pretty bad to watch. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, where is it? I'm gonna play this, man, because I think this really messed with Franchon. I ain't gonna lie, man. And it was pretty sad to watch her go through this, but I'm gonna play it again right now because I see she tried to take it down. I don't know why she tried to take it down, but y'all remember when this right here?
After this boxing thing to me, you nothing to me. I don't care how many medals you get, how many little girl. You are nothing. I hope somebody play this so she can see this. Oh, it's fake? It's fraud? Nah, they try to make it fake. They told her to push me. She ain't want to push me. She ain't want to push me. They told her to push me. Then you papoose, you bitch ass nigga. You 47 still trying to get a hit. I got a hit, nigga. You a C-level rapper. That's why you never made it. That's what. Fucking leech. Manipulator. Manipulator. I ain't no fucker. Who that nigga? I ain't Remy boyfriend. You knocked out. I wish you would have swung on me. I would have bust you in your fucking mouth, nigga. You nigga. You can't even hold my bra strap. Claressa got a less than subpar guy. Like, you was a clown. You was a fan. Claressa got a fan for a man, yo. And you let him slender his little snake ass into what we built? Into a real sport, a real gladiator sport? Turn it into a fucking clown show? Nah. He can't even look me in my eyes. I swear on my mother's grave, I should have spit on him. I should have spit on him. I should have smacked her and spit on him. Stay on that side. Stand on what y'all just did. The fact that I gotta hear stuff when I come down with my team, when I hear all the fuckery that was happening that I could not see. Do you really think I care about these videos out here? This is my family. These are my friends. These are people who paid money to come see a good show. Oh, Dimitri, you a bitch ass nigga too. You make all my Jew friends look bad. You make all my Jew friends look bad. You can never talk to me Don't ever talk to me. Just make sure my motherfucking check is there when I finish winning. When I finish demonstrating. I don't care about boxing. I don't care about these belts. Cause y'all so afraid of me. Y'all setting the table so bad. I've been dealing with stuff since this fight been announced, bro. I got tested by VADA twice in 1 week, and this bitch S&C coach that she met in October posting her secrets. Come on, let's be real. But it's cool, cause what's for me always gonna be for me. No weapon formed against me. Hey, listen. How dare you? That's all I can say. How dare you? Somebody screen recorded. We can box. You can think you the better boxer, the best boxer in the world.
This shit is set up.
Now, you listen to that, and you tell me that Franchon wasn't bothered by that weigh-in brawl, and it didn't have a mental effect on her. That was a different kind of tone in her voice, different kind of energy. And I think that shifted the overall tone of her performance and her getting in the ring and that first round just going all gas, no brakes, trying to get the knockout. She fought emotionally. That shit created chaos before the fight. It was pretty entertaining for us, you know what I mean? A lot of us watched it in dismay, like, oh, I can't believe this shit is happening. It wasn't a good look. But at the same time, it gave us something to talk about, but it just wasn't a good look. It just wasn't. But for Claressa, it fed her aggression. Like, you could tell Claressa, man, she's just wired differently, man. Like, she likes that craziness. Like, that bullshit brouhaha, that fed her aggression. But for Franchon, this is the major contrast here and how it affected both the fighters. Claressa benefited because it fed her aggression. Franchon struggled because it seemed like it added more stress and disrupted her focus. And I'm just going to tell you, with anything you do, you don't have to be a professional athlete. I know a lot of y'all are consummate professionals, or whether you're at work or you're at home or whatever you're doing, at the airport sniffing luggage, you know, whatever you're doing, writing your name on an orange juice, still living in the basement. I mean, whatever you're doing, you know what I'm saying? I ain't judging you. I just don't want to leave nobody out. The mental state matters. The mental state matters, especially for older fighters. Franchon seemed emotionally drained before the bell. You could look at that ring walk. She just looked like something was missing. But what it could be is just what's being rumored, that there was some physical limitations for Franchon. Now, you know, I'm going to tell you, I got to keep it real. No excuses. If Franchon would have won, we'd all be out here. You swear we were Mexican. We'd be having the horns popping in here. Viva Crews-Dezurn cabrones. That's what we be saying. So we don't make no excuses just because Claressa won. Matter of fact, we probably should drop the Mexican horns for Claressa. Viva the goat cabrones. There you go. But fans are now saying Franchon entered with the knee and the ankle issue. I mean, she knew she had a little bit of swelling in the knee and a little bit of discomfort in the ankle. I mean, she ain't complaining about it, so why we complaining about it? You know, she came in there like a soldier, did what she could, came up short. Yo, boom, here's your honorary badge. You did that, all the respect in the world. Go on to the crib with your check and your family. You live to fight another day. Fans can't come out here talking about, oh, well, she looked compromised, limited her lateral movement, let's push off the back leg. Hey, yo, hold your horses. Let's stop taking it to the stupid. How about Claressa was just better? How about Franchon, 38 years old? How about her recovery's a bit slower? How about she moved up to 7 pounds? But again, how about Claressa was just better? How about Franchon's always been a fighter who's durable? Durability was harder to maintain last night, moving up in weight and being 38 years old and have a pit bull like Claressa Shields in the ring. So even without injury, the result likely stays the same, folks. Claressa was clearly the better athlete on the night. Remember, we're talking about the athlete, the boxer. Got to separate the two from the person. Some of y'all can't do that, and I know, because when I read these comments, I already know what I'm going to see. But for Claressa, I'm going to tell you, I don't know what I'm going to see in the future. Because it's like, with this win records and Dimitri Salita and her team and where her mind is at right now, it's like an entertainer versus champion image struggle. And we as fans see it. It's like, yo, is she a boxing champion or she want to be an entertainer? Well, what's she doing? Because it seems to me like Claressa is either being drawn toward or being pushed towards trying to be flashy with all the, got something on my wrist and something on my neck, and I got so many houses, pools, this, I got cars, I got this. Papoose, tell him, Pap. He upset. Y'all just hating on me because I'm Coco. Now, we ain't hating. We just see there's a whole lot of goddamn talent there. There's a whole lot of accolades there. There's a whole lot of gold medals there. So we would expect, since there's a whole lot of that, you'd be doing a whole lot in the opposite direction of where you're going, with the flash, with the drama, with the personality, with being loud. There's nothing wrong with being loud. There's nice loud, and there's not so nice loud. Claressa's the not so nice loud. But a lot of us are starting to feel now like, okay, we already know Claressa a little bit Sesame Street when she want to be. I mean, we all have that in us a little bit, you know. Even I had a tendency to get a little snuffleupagus. That's why I don't go certain places, because I already know certain things I can't handle. So I just stay where I'm comfortable, in my safe zone. But I do think with Claressa, although she's a little bit Sesame Street, I think a lot of the bullshit comes from her team. After the Friday press conference right before Saturday's weigh-in, when I don't know the guy's name, but I think he's the CEO from Win Records, when he mentioned Layla Ali's name, I said, well, there you go. They're pushing Claressa to just be full of drama. They want her to be full of drama. And matter of fact, you remember last night when Claressa, at the end of the fight, Shadesha, where you at, Shadesha? Shadesha, you in the crowd. Come get in this ring, girl. Where you at, Shadesha? Where you at, Shadesha? Papoose, pat, pat, brrr. Man, please. Shadesha, you scared? Don't be scared. She was told by Dimitri Salita to say Shadesha's name. She was told to do that. Same way she was told to push Franchon. Y'all saying, well, hood champion, how you know that? Don't worry about how I know that. That's all I'm going to tell you. Isn't that crazy? But again, you know, the drama gets attention, and some people like my boy E-Dog just tell me all day, hood, you wrong. It sells, man. Drama sells, man. He be cracking me up, boy, because he ain't letting off of that shit. But I understand. I understand the drama thing. I do. But what I'm not understanding is why Dimitri Salita, Win Records, and her whole team seem to be. I mean, I understand you want to push her to become more of an entertainer and overall grow the profile. But that's something I think there's a different direction she can go. But hey, they're getting small wins here and small wins there. But a win is a win, whether big or small. That's what it seems to me. But it seems like the idea when it comes to Win Records and Dimitri Salita is sell the spectacle. Like, to make Claressa Shields into a spectacle. It's not just about the sport. The idea is, forget selling this boxing bullshit. Let's sell the spectacle. Drama, loudness, dominate outside the ring, inside the ring, on social media, off social media. Let's create a spectacle. And I tell you what, that's exactly what they've created. Because Claressa is, look, I'm going to probably be doing 3-4 videos a day on Claressa Shields until she retires. Because she and her team is a spectacle, man. Now, I'm going to try not to talk about the bull crap. I'll let the ladies handle that during the lives and in the comments. But my thing is there's some risk. There are some risks with the direction they're pushing her. But we got to see how it plays out. She could become a personality first out here in these entertainment streets and social media. And she could become a fighter second. And when it comes to boxing fans, true boxing fans, we want excellence. We don't want antics. We don't mind some, but I mean, you're going from, it's like you're moving down the ladder in some of our eyes, and you're supposed to move up the ladder. You're not supposed to reverse. That's why there's this fear of the low-hanging fruit. Claressa got 2 Olympic gold medals, multiple undisputed titles. So there's an expectation that she should be a crossover star. You would think that there'd be more eyes on her, more people who really want to work with her. Now, maybe there are. I'm just telling you, I'm not seeing or hearing about it, but maybe they're keeping things hush-hush. The Zeus deal sounds like a pretty big moment for them. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see what little bit I've learned about Zeus is listening to the ladies. I don't see why Claressa would want to go there, but I do think her personality fits in with some of the clips I've seen. I mean, over there, I wouldn't go there. Like somebody go run there and do a drive-by and shit. I mean, someone gonna bite you. The dog gonna be wild pit bull gonna be running loose in there. A hyena. I wouldn't want nothing to do with that goddamn set. But you know, she should be a crossover star is the expectation, but the reality is she hasn't fully crossed over. So fans fear she's being monetized. You got people around her that's like, yo, we can make a bunch of money off of this girl. So let's push her this way, that way. She hasn't even caught on to what's going on. We give her some money, yeah. If we make a $4 million deal, we'll give her $2 million, 2.5, but we pocket. Me and you split those $750 a piece. Yeah, but we'll make sure we take care of her, yeah, but we're going to get ours. So you sit back now, you know, and you just sit there and let her deal with all the bullshit. You make the deals and you just put money in your pocket. Of course they're going to take care of it, but they're taking care of themselves too. And that's why some people say, yo, she being monetized. Instead of carefully guided, they're just monetizing her off of low-hanging fruit instead of shooting for the stars and falling on the clouds. But that can create distrust. Some sympathize and others show frustration. With me, I show a little bit of frustration just watching, you know what I'm saying, and seeing what's playing out. But for Claressa, I think right now she's just enjoying it. But I think at a certain point in time, she may start to show some frustration, which leads to distrust. And eventually she may be like, nah, I ain't doing this. But we got to see how it plays out, man. You know, maybe some big deal comes through. Maybe a Nike deal, Adidas deal. How about this? She wearing all this Win Records brand shit, right? How about this? Thinking outside the box. She come in that ring, she wearing Zeus stuff. She wearing Win Record stuff. How come she didn't have anything on that said GWOAT? Where's her GWOAT brand? She a 2-time gold medalist. Where is the GWOAT brand? Why is she not wearing her own stuff? This is my boxing attire. This is my boxing line. This is my clothing line. For fighters called, you know, GWOAT, whatever. GWOAT wear or something like that. You know, why she don't have something like that? Because I would rather see her in the ring wearing her own stuff. But hey, that's just a thought. What do I know? All I do know is some people are saying that she's being used. I understand that. I mean, we just got to wait and see. But I have a way I feel about things, you know, I'll tell you that. And I'm a guy who's a thinker. And I'm an observer. I'm patient. Give it to the end of this year, maybe middle of next year. See how it plays out. Because I tell you what, if she feels like she's being used or something happens where she learns that, hey, my money's not right, Claressa is not quiet. She going to be on that goddamn internet, blasting Win Records, blasting Papoose. She going to go off. You know she can't hold water. She going to blow up. Like the World Trade, Born Sinner. She going to let them have it. She going to set it off like Queen Tifa. But bottom line is, some people say they don't love her, they love the money. But the fight, it helped her record. Didn't fix her reputation, though. People who felt she was a great human being still feel that way. Others who didn't like her, don't like her situation, her relationship, don't like her as a boxer, as a human being, it's still the same. They didn't do shit for them. So her story is still being written, man. Claressa Shields remains. She's just interesting to me. But some people find her fascinating. Others find her polarizing. But I think we all for sure agree that she's gifted. Like she was just someone who was meant to fight. You can just tell she was meant to fight. But although her story is being written, I tell you what, If Mike Tyson was able to change the perception about him, then Claressa can change the perception about her. If George Foreman was able to change the perception about himself, Claressa can do the same thing. Can she become iconic? Look, I don't know. But I think she can change the perception, but she got to be consistent. You can't be out here talking the talk. Talking about God and this and that, then come out here cussing and carrying on. Talking about just promoting the fight. For some people, it doesn't matter. I understand. But others feel like, nah, you're a hypocrite and you're inconsistent, and stop talking about God. Stop talking about anything dealing with religion. When in the next sentence you're out here cussing and carrying on and calling people the B word and hoes and N word and all that. Nobody want to hear that. So can she become iconic? I don't know. But she's winning. But I think she gotta be careful not to become where I think she's at right now, is staying as someone seen to have controversial greatness. Like that's the perfect way to describe her. A fighter who has become controversial greatness. But you still got to give her credit where it's due, man. Beating Franchon deserves respect. And Claressa deserves respect. Franchon is very durable, tough, got a chin, got a heart. You got to put some respect on Franchon's name, but you got to give Claressa respect for getting the win. But still a pro win. It's a real fight. But I think fans now realize that Franchon was a little older, slower, coming up in weight. Maybe wasn't in the best of shape. But she was in shape because she still fought the whole 10 rounds, 2-minute rounds. But she just wasn't in Claressa Shields' shape. And that changes how impressive the fight looks historically, because people are already sitting trying to slice and dice Franchon and Claressa's win and kind of discredit Claressa. Now you gotta give Franchon credit for being a champion, for being an elite female fighter since she was an amateur, and you just gotta give Claressa the credit for getting the victory. Speaking of Claressa, what's next? In the ring, probably just bigger names. Shadesha is what it should be. Like it should be Shadesha. We don't want no tune-up and no stay busy now. She said she wants, I think 2 more fights this year. Shadesha being one of them. She definitely needs a dangerous opponent. Excuse me, I was sneezing. She definitely needs a dangerous opponent and a credibility fight. Shadesha checks both of those boxes. So that's in the ring what she needs. Outside the ring, she must decide she's going to be a boxer first or she's going to be an entertainer. You know, what she want to do. Because if she chooses boxing, her legacy is going to rise. But if she chooses drama, her brand erodes. Her brand diminishes. Her stock continues to plummet. And that's just how I see it. So anyway, just to kind of wrap it all up, Claressa won the fight because she was faster, better conditioned, more athletic. And Franchon looked outmatched physically. So the real fight is Claressa versus her environment, man. It ain't even Claressa versus her opponents at Shadesha, which that's a fight. But the real fight is just Claressa against her environment. And anyone and anything that helps to create that environment that Claressa is living in. Because they're either going to make her or break her. And right now, we don't know what direction she's going. Anyway, speed, stamina, and reality. Claressa dominated Franchon. It is what it is. We'll see what's next. Keep cool. I'm in the breeze.